Anyone got a pencil? Hello and welcome to the Mixtape podcast. I'm your host, Mark Phillips, and every week I'll be asking my guests to make up a mixtape. I'll ask them for a title and 5 tracks. Track 1, what's your intro? What's your attention grabber? What's going to be the song that's going to pull me in and make me want to listen to the rest of your tape? Track 2, what's a song that you sing loud and proud when you're on your own in the car or the shower? Track 3, I'm going to ask them to get a little bit obscure and pick maybe a B-side or an album track. Track 4, pick a song that you would like to have played to your 18-year-old self. And track 5, pick a song that you would put on your mixtape to let the listener know you're romantically interested. Due to the music being licensed content, you will have to click into the description of the podcast to hear the songs my guests pick on the accompanying Spotify playlist. Don't forget to smash the follow button or the plus sign and you'll be notified every time there's a new episode. Thanks for listening and I hope you enjoy this chat. Hello, it's me here, Mark, the host of the Mixtape podcast. I just wanted to very briefly introduce this next podcast because it was recorded at a time when I was still perfecting, refining the track list selections that I was going to pick for the podcast. And this is kind of what I would call like a demo version of the podcast. It was the very first one that I ever recorded with Simon London and the Spirits. And although I was still working on the format of the podcast, while I had Simon in the chat, I just wanted to take advantage of him, while, so to speak, while I had him, and use him as a kind of a guinea pig for this sort of first demo recording of the podcast. So thank you so much, Simon, for allowing me to do that and giving me that extra time. I really, really appreciate it. I'm not sure at the time of recording this when I'm going to put this podcast out. So it may appear out of place. It may not be episode 1. It may be episode 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm really not sure at this moment in time. So I just wanted to record this intro just to let you know that I haven't just changed the format. This is a very, very early incarnation of the podcast. But I hope you enjoy it anyway. Thanks for listening. Hey, welcome to the Mixtape podcast with me, Mark. I'm here with Simon from Simon London and the Spirits. Thanks for coming on the show, mate. Appreciate it.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thanks for having us.
Okay, no worries. So we'll crack in. First track of your mixtape that you're going to make up. And it isn't for me. The mixtape's not for me. It's just, for anyone or someone you know or, whatever.
Yeah.
So you always want to, my rule is anyway, when I make up a mixtape or a playlist or anything like that, track 1's got to be your attention grabber. You got to go in and grab the attention with track 1. So what's going to be your track 1, mate? You was going to make me want to listen to the rest of the tape.
Yeah, look, and, I'm going to draw on the fact that, if you and I were sitting around socially and having a conversation about music that maybe we had or hadn't heard, and we'd be looking, and my go-to would probably be Emmylou Harris's "Oh Where Will I Be," which is the opening track from her album Wrecking Ball that she did with Daniel Lanois. And the track itself is an absolute corker, and it's put together. It's so cleverly put together where her voice sort of rides over the top of this drum beat. It's actually Larry Mullen from U2 who's playing in the track, and this really cool guitar lick, like a riff that she sings over the top of. And you're sort of halfway through the song, and you've gone all the way through a chorus before the bass and everything else sort of comes in and sort of sweeps you away. So that's my opener. I reckon it's a ripper, and if people haven't heard that album, hopefully it'll make them go out and find it, because I really rate Daniel Lanois as a producer. I think he's done some amazing stuff with different artists.
He's done a lot with you too as well, eh?
Yeah, a whole bunch of people. But the stuff that he did on that album, there's all sorts of people from, Steve Earle, James Taylor, Neil Young, Linda Ronstadt. Like, there's all these people that have dropped by, obviously, to sing some vocals or this or that, and it's an incredible album. But that's probably the best song on it. So that's what I'm going with.
quite late in her career. Was it like 90s or something like that? I
Yeah, it
remember that
was.
coming out. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
It
was.
was Grammy nominated, I think, if I remember rightly. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
think I might have read a review of it in Mojo or Uncut magazine or something like that. But I remember buying it on CD from HMV. I definitely had it back in the day. Okay, track two of your mixtape. Imagine you're not you, Simon, but you're a fan of Simon London and the Spirits. Pick a track from your back catalogue that's going to make me want to explore the rest of your stuff.
Um. All right. So it'll be either like it, yeah, I was in two minds on this. So maybe either Flowers from the first album, but maybe the one that's more interesting than that is Across the Black Soil Plains, which is the a track from the second album, Highway State of Mind, that I put out. So yeah, we might go with that. Across the Black Soil Plains.
There was a time when I threw myself down the broken white line with an abandoned fit for youth. Oh, fool. No, this country's lined west to east by the highways of blind. There's nothing quite like heading home, heading south. Like hands the shadows reach, draping these hills, yeah, I know them so well. Drenched in the summer's golden light, and how I've dreamed aloud. Hey, these miles of blacktop, they know me so well. They will carry me on tonight. You don't listen to across the black soil plain. Across the black soil plains.
So what I'll do is I'll put a playlist up alongside it and link it in the description of the
Yeah.
podcast so that people can go back and listen to the tracks that you're
No,
picking.
I've seen you do
Um,
that. I've gone through some of the stuff that you put up.
yeah, I'll do it with the radio show as well. Yeah, I'll put the tracks in from the radio show as well. Just if people want to hear
Yeah.
the music that I play but don't want to listen to my voice droning on. Okay, all right. Track number 3. Showcase your inner nerd, Simon, and tell me a track that you would pick that is way left field and a little bit obscure.
I don't know how obscure it is or how left field it is, but I love it. And that's so Talk Talk put out the album Spirit of Eden,
Mm.
which I don't know if you've listened to it from start to finish, but I feel like
No.
it's a real masterpiece. And the other week, actually, I read someone was I don't know how it came up, algorithms and whatever, all sorts of random stuff turns up that's somehow connected to you. And I was reading about the recording of this album and how it just went on for ages and ages, and basically they just pulled together all these kind of beautiful moments that they'd put together in all of the recording. And I'd love to be able to have the budget and the luxury to be able to record like that one day, but. Yeah, and pretty much, I mean, there's only 4 or 5 tracks on the whole album, because they're all pretty long. But probably The Rainbow or Eden, actually, it would be they're just remarkable pieces of music. And you sort of, as a songwriter, I listen to them and I go, how did they put that together? And in a way, it kind of pulled back the veil when I read this article, and I thought, oh, that's how they did it. They spent days and weeks in the studio piss farting about, and then pulling out all the best bits. But when you listen to it from start to finish, it's a moving, compelling kind of. It's about as close you're going to get to like a Mahler symphony in the rock music world, I reckon. That sort of thing where it just takes you somewhere, and
I've heard similar things. People talk about Carnival in a very similar way, in that sort of orchestral soundscapey sort of way. The other thing I was going to mention to you as well is like what you talked about listening to a song as a songwriter and a musician. I've dabbled, but I would no way in any way call myself a songwriter. Right, I know about like 6 chords and that's it. Right, but and I like it like that because
that's
I
3
feel
more
like
chords than you need, though, Mark.
so, it's one more than Ed Sheeran knows. No, so I don't want to lose the mystery. Do you know what I mean? Like if I hear
Yeah,
something that's amazing, I would be like, if I knew how they done it, it's like being a magician and watching a magic show. You know how it's done, so there's no magic in it for you. But when I listen to something and I don't even want to know
yeah,
how it's done. I
yeah.
just want to marvel at it and let it,
That's
you
so
know,
right. Yeah, yeah.
get inside my ears. Yeah, so I do feel sorry for like people like yourselves who are like gifted musicians who must listen to music. Oh yeah, I know how he done that. Piece of piss.
Yeah, but like you're still swept away by the magic of it, because like
Yeah,
who would have thought of doing that? That's so simple, and yet
yeah,
it's so beautiful.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Cool. Okay, track number 4. Now imagine you're a single man, Simon,
yeah.
and you're looking to make a mixtape. As I guess, 75 to 80% of mixtapes are used for romantic intentions. So pick a track for me that you would pick if you were letting the person know that you were sort of romantically keen.
All right. So it's a bit of a left field one, but I know that it works, right? Because
Is this real world experience? Is it?
yeah, 15 years later, I'm still the same person. So yeah, I met my wife at a gig, actually. I'd finished playing, and being there to check out the band or whatever, and we had a bit of a conversation about music and shared music and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, oh, have you ever heard of Buddy Miller? Because she was sort of talking about how she liked country, and anyway, so Buddy Miller is an amazing songwriter and musician and guitarist. And he sometimes does stuff by himself and sometimes plays for other people or whatever, and sometimes it's with his wife. But there's a song called Fire and Water. And yeah, I reckon it's a ripper, and it's in a way it's probably about, that whole thing of love and going the extra mile or doing the right thing or being there when when you need to be, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, Fire and Water.
Okay. I don't know that one. I'll check that one out for sure. Buddy Miller,
Great
fire.
drum sound.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. Now, track 5. And this is the one that I always kind of when I put the radio shows together, the closing track is always one that I really, even though it's like by the time my show's finished 11:30 at night, but there's no one listening by the end of that. But like I always try and make the closing track one to sort of a takeaway track, like one I want people to listen to and have an impact on them and be memorable. So what would be your closing track for the mixtape, Simon, that would have that kind of impact?
I was in two minds between an Elbow song and a Neil Young song here.
I love
Um,
Elbow.
and the Elbow song has completely escaped my mind. It's the one that he wrote about having his son arrived and his dad died all in the same week.
Weightless.
Weightless, thank you. We have our sound guy of choice, who's a very capable fella and a real professional, and he always says, "What do you want to? What song do you want to come on after you finish your set?" And I'm like, "Oh, there's only one. It's Weightless by
Yeah,
Elbow."
yeah.
So that's
Uh,
like when we're finished, we hand it over to Elbow and they take it from there.
yeah.
So
Have you seen them live?
I haven't, and I really want to. It's
I've seen them
I heard you talk.
twice. I've seen them
Yeah,
twice. Yeah, incredible both times. First time was like really early 2000s. Um, they supported Doves
oh yeah, yeah,
in London. And the second time was a headline show a few years later, probably about 2008, 2009, maybe. It was when Seldom Seen Kid tour. And that was unreal. Like he's a DJ as well now, Guy Garvey on Six
yeah, right,
Music.
yeah,
His show's really good. I really like listening to that. But yeah,
yeah.
and he's an actor as well. He does all sorts. Like he's into all sorts of things now. I've seen him acting in comedy shows and all sorts.
So
But yeah, sorry,
see,
mate. Go on.
seeing the Elbow and the Doves in the one night would have been something.
It was good, mate. Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's the only time I've seen Doves, and that was just like Lost Souls tour. So it would have been
yeah,
really early 2000s, like 2001 or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
Yeah, really, really good. That was a good show. I've still got a ticket for that. I was just
yeah,
back in the day
yeah,
when you
yeah,
used to get like actual ticket stubs.
yeah.
Um,
Ticket stub and
yeah,
keep it.
I've still got the ticket for that. Yeah, Elbow and Doves. I'll look the date up later. But yeah, like I say, switching off is my favorite Elbow song. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that one, but it's
Yeah,
about
yeah,
if you can if your life flashes before your eyes when you die, you can pause at the happiest moment in your life, so that's your last thought before you pass away. But during your life, you have to make a mental note and say, now,
this is it.
today, yeah, this is it. This is my switching off day. This is
Yeah,
my switching off moment. Yeah, and I just love that. I love that, the idea of that and the thought behind that. Yeah, and I'm still. I've got a couple of days that are in the mix, but I haven't picked one yet. I've gone right. This is it. This is the one. Um, Certainly won't be my wedding day. I'll tell you that for free. I'm cutting that. I'm cutting that. All right. On that note, thanks so much for joining me, Simon. I really appreciate you coming on, mate, and giving me your time. And yeah, I hope the show's at Clancy's and Frostcraft.
Frothcraft in
Yeah,
in Bunbury.
I did write it down. I hope they go well, mate. And yeah, so bandcamp.com, Simon London and the Spirits for your
Yeah,
CD and downloads and stuff like that. And
that's right.
like you said as well, Spotify and YouTube and all the usual streaming services.
Yeah. Thanks for having us. Yeah, it's
No
been
problem
fun.
at all. Thanks again, Simon. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
That was a Mixtape podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to jump up to the top of the page and smash that follow button, and you'll be notified every time there's a new episode. Or follow me on Instagram at the Mixtape Perf. Till the next time.